Hey y'all, Natalie here for Shimmerz today, and I'm using the July 2020 color kits, and that is the collection of dots. There is a bluegrass Shimmerz, a bubblegum blast Shimmerz, a cheeky pink creamies, and oh say can you see colorings, a pink Moscato vibes, and this awesome pack of really gorgeous Flamingo Bay sequins. There's also an exclusive hibiscus layered flower cut file. So I'm going to use this beach picture of me and my husband from 2007, doing a throwback. And what I'm doing here is I've gessoed the entire cardstock page, and now I'm using some of the hibiscus flowers to mask florals and with the spritz. So I'm going to use the, let's see, I think we go in with the pink Moscato first. And so what I'm doing is I just used some cardstock in the middle. I want to create a border. So I do remove it though, because I want the border edges to be very soft and organic. So I use my paintbrush to soften up the edges of the border, but you can still see kind of the floral outline there. So I'm going to go all the way around the edge. I think it's about an inch around, and I'm going to use the Oh Say Can You See and the pink Moscato all the way around. They don't really blend so much, but I'm just placing them side by side, and they don't get too muddy when they do mix. But I'm not attempting to blend them either. So I'm just kind of putting the flowers down in random assortments, different from where I put them the time before. And you can see a couple of spots up there in the green, especially where I kind of missed a spot with gesso, but that's okay. It dries eventually. It just takes a little longer. So I don't think I've ever done this technique. I always try to think of new ways to use the Shimmerz when I'm doing my kits collection videos, and I don't think I've ever done this with masking and creating a border, so I thought, why not try something new? So yeah, we're almost done with that border. We're going to do another pink spritz and another green spritz. And you know, you could lay that cardstock down and keep it, but then you would have to dry each section after you soften up the edges, and I just am lazy, and so I wanted to get it done. So I just kind of used it, tilted on there, not touching the wet parts, and it still worked fine. So we're softening up the edges, and then we will set it aside to dry. So I used some textured cardstock to cut out the 3 layered hibiscus flowers. I think I did 2 and 3 inches, and one is like 2.5. And then the corresponding other floral bit and the stamen. And I'm gonna gesso the 3 big flowers because I'm gonna add a lot of liquid to those. I didn't bother gessoing the other bits because I'm not gonna add a ton of liquid, but also it's okay if they curl up a little bit because that'll just give them some texture off of the page. So I paint the inside florals with the bubblegum blast Shimmerz. And it's super pretty and very opaque, really. It doesn't really need a lot of layers. And then for the stamens, I go in and I use the cheeky pink creamies. And then I also water down a little bit of the bluegrass Shimmerz just to add a few splatters on the stamen. Kind of like pollen. I guess that's what I was thinking about when I did it. So that's what I'm doing here. Watering down the Shimmerz and just doing lots of little splatters. So we set those aside to dry and work on the hibiscus flowers. So I spray them really well with the pink Moscato vibes. And then I used a paintbrush with some, I did mix in some bubblegum blast. That's what I'm doing there. But I also added some water. And then once they dried, they weren't really as deep as I wanted them. So I ended up spraying them another layer, which is what you are supposed to do with Shimmerz. If the deeper color you want, you just add more layers. But next time I tried not to really add a lot of water because obviously water is going to dilute the color even more. So there they are dry, and I'm putting the sequins up next to them, and they're not quite as pink as I want them. So I add a lot more pink Moscato, and I kind of let it sit. So there they are dry, and they're deeper pink. So now I'm gonna outline the outside of the petals, and I'm gonna use only the pink sequins, the bright pink sequins out of the Flamingo Bay mix to outline it. And then on the smaller floral, I alternated the bright pink with the like little cleared, textured, ridged sequins. Those are super fun. I always like how there's different textures and sizes and shapes in the Spiegelmom Scraps sequin mixes. So I'm not going to make you watch me do that whole thing because it's pretty self-explanatory, just outlining it with glue and adding down some sequins. So there's that one. And now I'm going to start doing the alternating sequins on the smaller floral. And then I knew I was going to stack it on top of the other, so I just outlined the larger one only with the parts you'd see. And now I'm showing you where I got my quote. Is from that Poetry Poke by Atticus. I kind of altered one of the poems to fit my scenario and as the title of this photo of me and my husband. So it's gonna say, you gentle the wild oceans of my soul. So since it's such a, I think I'm gonna put part of the title up there and then down below, and then I realized that I do wanna add journaling, but I want it to be hidden. So I switch up how I put my title on so that I can leave the photo as a pocket for hidden journaling. So I only adhered down the two sides and the bottom. So you'll see here in a minute, I can add a journaling card. And so you can see there where I hadn't gone all the way around that larger floral with the sequins. It was so I could layer on top the smaller one. I added the insides of the flowers, and now I'm going to use my Nuvo glue to glue down the thickers because we all know they don't like to stick to gesso. And you can see I'm running low on my thickers. A couple of the E's I had to alter a little bit, turn F's into E's to make sure that I had enough. But it worked, and you can't really tell in the final product. So I think we're getting close to being done. Oh, excuse me. Oh no, my TV was on pause. So there's the hidden journaling with a little tab to know that you're supposed to pull it out. And I did do a little sewing around the edges just to kind of make it seem finished. I add one of the dots in that Vibes color, and then I just go around and add the bluegrass similar colored shell sequin, which is super cute. And that's all we're gonna do today. I really enjoyed this kit. It's not a color palette that I normally would have chosen, but I love how it turned out. Pop over to the store and make sure to grab your own July kit before they are sold out. And thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.